Hey, welcome back. In the previous lesson, I wrote the page PHP and single.php, and these are two templates that are responsible for displaying a single page and also a single post. But there is one thing missing from both of them, and that is the comments template. And this function that you see right here will load comments.php. So let's go ahead and write this file. So the first thing we got to do is prevent this file from being loaded directly. I'm going to open up a new PHP tag here. I'm going to add a comment that says prevent the direct loading of comments PHP. And inside, we got to do the following checks. If we're going to check for the file that's currently being loaded. So if not empty server script file name. So if something is loaded and then base name of the server script file name will be equal to comments.php, then simply we're going to do die, and we'll use a translatable string that says you cannot access this page directly. And that's one condition. Moving on, we got to check if the post is password protected, because it is. We're not going to be able to display any comments. So if the post is password protected, we display a simple text and then return. And the condition is something like this: if post password required. Yeah, so you can see how simple it is. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to close the PHP tag because we need to input some HTML. And I'll do a paragraph, and then I'm going to close the if. And inside, I'm going to do another PHP, and I'm going to echo this bit of text, and then simply return. So the script doesn't move on. Okay, so once these two conditions are met, we can go ahead and start displaying comments if we have them. So I'm gonna do a simple comment here. So comments area, we're gonna start with a div with a class of comments area and with an ID of comments. Now I'm using the comments ID because whenever I hover on a post that has a comment, you can see in the link it says p equals 1 and then # comments. And this is a WordPress generated link, so we got to keep that structure intact. So let's expand this, and inside I'm going to do this PHP. We're going to check first if we have any comments. So if have comments, then, and let's close the if. Okay. So if we have comments, first of all, we got to display the comments title. And we're going to use an h2 for that with a class of comments title. And inside, I'm going to do a PHP. We're going to do a printf. And then inside, we're going to use the following function, underscore nx. This is a new function that I haven't used so far. And then nx basically allows you to create translatable strings, but with the possibility of adding multiple variations of that string depending on a certain number. So in this case, it's good because we can create one string for when we only have one comment, and then another string for when we have multiple comments. So the first parameter is the single comment string. So in here, I'm just going to say one comment. And then the second string is going to be something like this. I'm going to put this variable in place, comments. And then the third argument will be get comments number. This is how the function will decide which string to print out. And then a small description, comments title, and then the text domain for translation. Okay, and since we're using printf, we got to replace this bit with the actual number of comments. And for that, we're going to use another function called number format I1 8n, which is like a shortcut for internationalization. And then as a parameter for this function, get comments number. And again, this is a function. So we're going to close this and let's see what we got. Let's see if it's correct. So if we go to hello world, which has one comment, yeah, it says one comment. But if we go to a post that has multiple comments, let's see if we can find one. Let's see, paginated, sticky. Okay, so here we have 19 comments. So I open this up and you can see 19 comments, which is good. Now, we also have this little bit, which is probably something, a tag that I forgot to close. So let's see that real quick. Okay, there we go. So this one here is unnecessary. And now it's gone. Okay, so we got the title all set up. Let's see further on. Under the title, we're going to display the actual comments. And for that, we're going to use an ordered list with a class of comments. And inside PHP, we're going to use a native WordPress function, WP list comments. Okay, so now if we refresh, there we have the comments. Comments 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And you can see it also displays the nested comments. So that's pretty cool. Now in WordPress, you have the option to split your comments into multiple pages. And you can do that by going to Settings, Discussion. And then you got to check this box. Break comments into pages with 50 top-level comments per page. And the last page displayed by default. Now, of course, you can change these. For example, you can change it to, let's say, 10 comments per page. Or let's actually do 5 here. Save. Yeah, refresh. And notice the comments only go up to 5 here. The rest are hidden. So we got to add some sort of pagination to them. For that, we're going to do this PHP. If the comments are paginated, display the controls. If get comment pages count is higher than 1, so if we have more than 1 page of comments, and get option page comments, which is exactly what I showed you here, yeah, this value is returned by the get option page comments function. Okay, so if both of these are true, then we're going to display a nav with a class of comment nav. Let's do a role of navigation here. And then I'm going to have a paragraph with a class of comment nav prev. And inside, I'm going to do PHP previous comments link. And inside, I'm going to do a small arrow. I'm going to say older comments and alpha, of course, for translation. And then we'll have it the other way around. Paragraph with a class of comment nav next. And inside PHP next comments link, newer comments alpha. Okay. Let's do an ending tag here. And let's not forget about the end if. And this refers to the if we opened here. Okay, let's save. Let's refresh our page. And now we have a link that says older comments. If we go here, you can see the other comments that are being shown. Yeah, newer comments will link us to the rest. So that works. Now, the only thing that's left here to do is this. So let's do a PHP. And we're going to say, if the comments are closed, display an info text. So if not comments open, and we actually have some comments, so get comments number, then we'll do the following. Close the if first, and then inside, I'm going to do this paragraph for the class of no comments. And inside that, I'm simply going to echo translatable string comments are closed, alpha. Okay, so now if we, for example, close the comments on this post right here, so let's go to posts, let's see, template comments, and we check this off, update, refresh, and you can see the text comments are closed. So let's bring it back up. Now, the very last thing on this comments page is the comment form, of course. So after the two and ifs, I'm going to do PHP comment form. And this will display a WordPress generated form for us. Yeah, leave a reply, it says logged in as admin. If I log out, it's going to show me all of the fields like name, email, and so on. So that's basically it for the comments. Now there are only a few pages left to do, and among those are the archive pages, the author, date, category, tag, and so on. So that's what I'll start building in the next lesson.